Hey y'all! Welcome back to my place and welcome to day 4 of my 12 days of vegan cookies. For today's recipe, I have hedgehog shortbread cookies. So what I did is I basically am making a vegan shortbread. Found one on Pinterest as I always do, but it's from the Compassion Kitchen blog if you're interested. Since shortbread is all about the butter, I'm going to use Melt brand because I think it's gonna be much better flavor-wise with that brand of butter. As I mentioned in a previous video, the taste is just noticeable with Melt. Maybe you can try the Miyoko's brand butter. It is slightly more expensive. I encourage you to try it out and let me know if it tastes delicious, because I'll try it. If someone else tells me that it's good, then I'll try it. Why not? The only reason I wanted to make this shortbread recipe, not only because I do love those little Scottish dog cookies that you see during the holidays. Yeah, those are so cute, but I always wanted to make these little hedgehogs. They are just so darn cute. Boop its little nose, it's so cute. Yeah, that's mainly why I want to do this recipe, is because I really want to make those cute little hedgehogs, and I hope I do a good job at decorating them, because I don't want them to look like they are hedgehogs from hell or, you know, something like that. Anyways, if you want to see how they turned out, keep watching. For this recipe, you will need vegan butter. I use Melt brand, granulated sugar, all-purpose flour, and baking powder. In a large bowl, place the vegan butter and granulated sugar together and beat until well combined. Next, mix the baking powder and the all-purpose flour together. Slowly add the flour mixture into the butter mixture. When your dough comes together, it should look something like this. It's going to be a little bit crumbly, but that is the texture that we are going for. Then we're going to grab our cookie dough and wrap it in plastic wrap, making sure that we get it into a nice disc, or as flat as we possibly can. And we're going to chill it in the fridge for about 30 minutes. Once our dough is chilled, make sure to preheat the oven to 325 degrees Fahrenheit and get 2 baking sheets prepared with parchment paper. Since I didn't have the cookie cutter shape that I needed for this particular design, I made a stencil out of paper and I made it look like this teardrop shape, and it was about 2 inches big, but you can make it smaller if you want to. On a clean and well-floured surface, you're going to roll out your dough to about 1/4 inch thick. To cut out my cookies, I used a small knife to cut around the stencil that I made. The dough was a little bit delicate, so I used a spatula to transfer my cookies onto my cookie sheet. Once you have all your cookies cut out, place them in the oven and bake them for 10 minutes. Even though the blog post said to bake them for 10 minutes, I feel like I could have baked them another 5 or 10 minutes. The texture was not anything like shortbread. At least I was comparing it to the packaged shortbread, so it didn't have that hard, crunchy texture I was looking for. These were more soft, and I almost felt like they were underbaked. I would recommend that you guys bake these longer too. To decorate the cookies, I just melted some semi-sweet chocolate in the microwave. I started it off by adding 30 seconds, then mixing, then adding another 30 seconds, and then doing 15 seconds from there. It can burn very easily in the microwave, so just keep an eye on it and make sure to stir it so that you get the heat distributed through the chocolate. I placed my chocolate inside a piping bag so it could be easier for me to get it onto the cookies, but you can also use a Ziploc bag to do this. You don't have to have one of these piping bags, I just happen to have them. You will also need some chopped up nuts. I had some hazelnuts in my pantry that I haven't used, so I thought I'd use them, but I should have researched how to toast them because you're supposed to take off that little skin that you see there, and I didn't, so they got a little bit bitter. Also, to crush them, you should put them in some sort of blender or food processor. I just started beating it with my rolling pin, hoping to get the pieces small, but as you can see, I had gigantic chunks in there, but I just went with it. To decorate the cookie, I just piped a border around the cookie where I wanted the body to be. I filled the inside of the border with more chocolate, and then I smoothed it out with a toothpick. Before the chocolate set, I topped it with the chopped nuts, and I used a toothpick to dot the little eyes and the tip of the nose. That's it for this cookie. Overall, I think they came out pretty cute, but taste-wise, I was a little bit disappointed, but that was my fault because I should have baked it longer to get that crunchy shortbread texture that you get from like the packaged cookies. Also, I messed up the nuts. I burnt them because I didn't take off the little skin, but I think it was pretty easy to make, and I would make them again with the changes that I mentioned, and I hope you try them too. Even though they didn't work out for me, they might work out for you. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate your support, and if you like this video, you know what to do. Click that like button. Also consider subscribing if you haven't already. Also consider leaving a comment or sharing or all that fun stuff, and I hope to see you guys here soon. Bye!